as you can see, I am back on the Raptor, and we are heading out to do some trail riding. And what I'm probably going to talk about today is why dirt is a good place for a rider to start out. There's nothing wrong with starting out on the street. I mean, you might not have a spot where you can ride dirt, but if you can take advantage of it and get out in the dirt before you get out on the street, there are some things to be said about learning in the dirt. First of all, the dirt is very, very fun, and I wouldn't say it's relatively safe. I would say it's a little bit more forgiving than learning on the street. On the street, you're sharing the road with lots of other drivers, and they're probably not out trying to enjoy a ride. They're out getting where they need to get going. So they don't care about you and you're trying to learn. That's not their concern. They're trying to get where they need to go to get on with their lives, because as we all know, people's lives are the most important thing to them, their particular business at hand, and that's all there is. But the dirt offers plenty of things, you know, a good classroom for you to learn in. There's not as much pressure. The speeds are usually slower. The pace is usually slower. You can take your time and think things through. Now, don't get me wrong, the dirt is not, you know, it's not a risk-free zone. There's still 1,000 things that can go wrong in the dirt, and you're still, if you crash hard, you're still going to pay a pretty high price. So it's not a free-for-all. But if you come off your quad or your bike in the dirt, the landing's going to be a little softer. I mean, you still have trees and rocks and sticks and things to contend with, but it's a little bit more of a forgiving environment than pavement and curbs and cars, because yeah, you might go down on the pavement and you might not, you know, get any hurt from the pavement, but someone might not see you go down or not be able to do anything about it and run your ass over, and that would be rather unfortunate. Now, I started in the dirt. I kind of did so based on where I lived. When I was growing up, there was a sand quarry behind the neighborhood that I lived in, and pretty much the way it went was, once you got old enough to be able to handle yourself on a motorcycle, all the neighborhood kids all had dirt bikes, and if you didn't have a dirt bike or an ATV, you weren't out of luck. you could still ride, because pretty much everyone was cool about it and would let you ride their stuff. But a price must be paid. And if you didn't have a dirt bike or a quad or a three-wheeler or something, the price you paid was you had to carry the extra gas can and walk out there. And that was your lot in life, was you were the mule. But it worked out to be a pretty good system, because all the kids would gather up, we'd scrounge cans and try to, you know, carry out as much gas as we could haul out there. Well, we're going to take the inside route. And basically you carried this stuff out there, and if you had your own dirt bike or your own quad, your own dirt machine, you rode until you couldn't ride no more, or you ran out of your own gas. And then what you would simply do is hand the bike off to some poor bikeless kid standing there with a gas can. So, and then you would sit there and wait until that kid rode all his gas out or got tired, and pray that he didn't fall down, break your bike, or worst case scenario, break himself. And that's how it was growing up for me. So I'm real comfortable in the dirt. You know, even though I spent a long time away from riding. I spent one season getting back to it. I got this Raptor. I had a place to ride, so I was going to take advantage of it. You bet. So here I am, late 30s, and I'm back to riding. So now, like I said, I rode dirt all through my early teens, and all the way up into the point where, you know, I was able to get my license and a car and then drive on the street. And that was pretty much the end of the dirt for me for some time. I didn't have my own bike. I had a car. So my mission in life was to go out and with my buddies in the car and get into trouble. So the biggest advice I could give to somebody who's starting out is start out in the dirt. You can start earlier, and you can really develop good coordination, balance, and feel. And all that, you wrap all that into one package, and that constitutes your riding style. How you ride, where your comfort zone is. People out here. And then you always ride within your comfort zone. It's really for your own safety, because if you're into riding, that means you like to ride. And if you ride outside your comfort zone and you crash, a couple things will ensue. One, you could seriously hurt yourself, and nobody wants that, especially you. Or you could wreck your bike, or the combination of the two. And what that simply spells out is you're going to be away from riding for a little bit. Whether it takes time to heal, or time to repair, or both. So do yourself a favor and ride responsibly. Ride like you want to ride tomorrow. Because if you ride like today's your last day, and you wipe out, no one loses anything except you. And that's the truth. So do be careful. But do have fun with it. Try to learn, try to grow. Try to make don't exceed your envelope, but more so just try to make your envelope and your comfort zone a little bit bigger. And that'll make your riding skills better. And that'll increase your abilities. And then you'll slowly just get better and better. Holy crap! Look at running through here. Let's see if we can't get up this hill on the first go. Yeah, success.